The White House is once again apparently begging hundreds of federal workers laid off by Elon Musk's so called Department of Government Efficiency to come back to work. Not exactly efficient. Okay. Now, why? Why are they asking people to come back to work? It turns out that government employees are actually kind of important. Who knew? Except we all did. We all knew. Okay. Now, while Elon was a special government employee and was leading this Department of Government Efficiency, the government fired tens of thousands of federal workers in order to attempt to cut the budget. Well, that was their stated reason, of course. In reality, it was not about that at all. They're actually trying to gut any and all agencies that were investigating Elon Musk and his companies, and to try to distract everyone from the Republicans' big robbery that they were planning in the One Big Beautiful Bill. Okay. Now, one of the casualties of this was the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau that actually had clawed back billions of dollars that companies stole from working people, from average people. Okay. It's theft. Wage theft, by the way, one of the largest crimes in this country, okay, that costs people the most money. And it's not just wage theft, it's other things the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau had actually investigated and won. They won money for these consumers. Elon Musk looked at that and said, no, hell no. No, I don't like that at all. No, we got to get rid of that. Okay. Republicans looked at that and said, hell no. We're for the corporations, and we're going to make sure that no one touches our beloved paymasters. So there you are. Look, as well as trying to hobble agencies that they don't like, okay, such as the Social Security Administration, okay, because they want to privatize Social Security. That's what DOGE was doing. That was their whole plan. Just to help themselves, really, and their corporate friends. Now, that said, at the GSA, the General Services Administration, they fired a lot of people. They cleaned house, okay? But now are like, oh, we need to give you your jobs back because it turns out we really made an oopsie. The hundreds of employees who were mass fired are being offered their jobs back. They actually have until about Sunday to make up their minds, according to the Associated Press, which cited an internal memo. When I say mass firings at the GSA, I mean mass. They slashed their staff at their headquarters by around 79%. Its portfolio managers were slashed by 65%, and the facilities managers were cut by about 35%, according to a federal official who spoke on the condition of anonymity. Now, you're not going to be surprised that the result was a complete and utter mess, a disaster, if you will. According to a former employee, too many people were fired too quickly, and that left the agency operating in what they called triage mode for months. No, that's not good at all. Ultimately, they said, the outcome was the agency was left broken and understaffed. Not good at all. Not good at all. Now, this is former GSA real estate official Chad Becker speaking to the Associated Press. He said that they didn't have the people that they needed to carry out the basic functions of the agency. Well, wasn't that kind of the point of this entire thing? I mean, they said that there was too much bloat in the government. There's too many people working for the government, too many government workers, all lazy. It turns out, no, that's not where the bloat is, for one, and it's not who the lazy people are. Lazy people are the CEOs. Lazy people are the boards who do absolutely nothing. The workers at the bottom, the ones who work the hardest, and are the least lazy are the ones that get paid the least. That's the reality here. But look, these companies, these private companies, like Elon Musk's, for example, have a lot of bloat. It's Elon Musk. He's the bloat. The bloatiest. Okay? But, I mean, he's about to be a trillionaire. All right? They're going to vote a massive pay package. Might have already voted for a massive pay package for Elon Musk. To do what? I don't know. He spends all of his time on freaking Twitter. Or X, which is the dumbest name for a social media platform I've ever heard. Reminds me of the teenagers on a MMO who are like, XXX, Sephiroth XXX. That's my name. It's like, shut up. God, you guys, you people are the worst. Ruining the game for everybody, let me tell you. But anyway, I know, I just had to stop and complain about these ridiculous names for these ridiculous teenage gamers. Okay. Supposed to be a story about Doge. All right. But anyway, let's get back to that. So what the GSA did is that they got rid of the people that they needed to actually function the agency. And now, and again, they claimed it was to save money, cut costs. But in reality, they actually are going to spend so much more money rehiring all these people and dealing with all of that than Doge even allegedly saved from all of this in money. Look, employees who choose to accept their reinstatement will end up going back to work on October 6th, after what the AP calls a 7-month paid vacation. Oh, good job. During that time, GSA actually incurred significant expense to maintain their office space. The federal agency ended up continuing paying for dozens of properties that it had intended to vacate or whose leases had expired, with the costs ultimately borne by, once again, us, the taxpayer. We paid for that. So much for saving money. Turns out Doge actually cost us more money in the end than what they could have ever actually saved. It's ridiculous. They claim about $206 billion in government savings. Again, debatable, very debatable. I don't believe that number because, as previous reports have pointed out, they claimed savings on contracts that had already been completed and paid for. How can you get savings there? You can't. It was a lie. There were other contracts that they said that they had canceled, but then provided absolutely no supporting documentation as to how, or even the status of those contracts and how they arrived at the purported savings for canceling those contracts. And then, of course, you had the court cases, all those. And not only that, but rehiring people after putting them on paid leave. That costs money. And there was absolutely no work that was getting done. This entire Doge thing was nothing more than a gigantic boondoggle that was created to distract people while Republicans took their time passing massive tax cuts for the rich. Okay, that was a distract. Like, oh no, we're saving so much money over here with Doge, while Republicans are like, Matt, tax cut for you, tax cut for me, tax cut for you, tax cut for me. No tax cut for you though. For regular people, for working people, it's gonna be just some crumbs here. Maybe we'll throw out some crumbs, but at the end of the day, how we're gonna do that is by hobbling the Social Security Trust Fund, making it so that it runs out of money further or faster so that we can end up privatizing it. That whole thing. That's what we're going to do. But hey, maybe you'll get a Doge dividend check one of these days. It probably never. Okay. The people who actually believe that there is going to be a Doge dividend check, are you kidding me? No, there was never going to be one of those. Oh, no, oh, you don't understand. They're going to save $2 trillion. I mean, $1 trillion. I mean, maybe not that much. $200 billion. Okay, but we really can't prove that at all. But we're going to go with that one. Absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This was never about saving money. It was all about gutting the public workforce, which, by the way, was one of the goals that was explicitly laid out in Project 2025. Okay, gutting the public workforce, gutting agencies that were investigating Elon Musk, and providing cover for massive tax cuts for the rich. That's all Doge was, and it's all it should ever be remembered as. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.